another review. Today is finally Five Nights at Freddy's review, which I know it's been delayed numerous times, and I apologize for that. Every time I set the camera up and I would get ready, something would come up, whether it be work or something. So honestly, I apologize for the delay. So truly, and I have a lot of movies to review just this month. I have to get through the list, but work's been hectic, and it's nearly Christmas. It's a mad time, man. It's mad. But anyway, let's get straight into the movie. So, I should state first, I've never played any of the games. Never. I've never sat down and played. I've seen it being played online on YouTube. I've seen people playing it and, streaming it and whatever. But I've never actually played it myself. I'm going to be honest, I've never really had any interest. I've seen the gameplay, I'm like, that just doesn't really appeal to me, So, I just never got around to playing it. But I'm sure it's a great game. And if you enjoy it, awesome. More power to you. I'm just a fussy guy. But anyway, so Five Nights at Freddy movie came out this year. It was by Blumhouse, and it was very highly anticipated. I remember everybody talking about it. Everyone at work was like, "Yo, you see the new Five Nights at Freddy movies coming out? Holy shit!" And I'd be like, "Yeah, cool." I never had any enthusiasm, but but yeah, but the second I seen the actors, I thought, okay, I sort of have to check it out. Matthew Lillard, fucking legend. Stu himself, and Josh Hutcherson, who I recognized from the Journey to the Center of the Earth with Brendan Fraser. Love that guy. And the chick, what do you call her? Elizabeth Lytle or something. Forgive me if I don't have her name. I know her character's called Vanessa. And she's a police officer or a security. Pretty sure, yeah. And the little girl who plays Abby, I can't remember her name, but all great actors and actresses. So I can't really fault them. But so the plot is basic. It's pretty basic. It's if you play the game, you sort of know what you're gonna walk into. It's about a security guy. He gets given a job. You have that one scene where it sort of shows you how troubled this guy is. He's working. He's just a security guard, which looks like it's in some sort of shopping center or something. And he sees some guy with a kid, and he's like, in fairness, it does look, shady. But his first approach is to beat the living shit out of the guy. Naturally. Traumatizing the kid. Taking away the dad's fucking dignity, integrity, pride, everything. Instead, he could have just walked up to the guy and said, "Hey, listen, are you this kid's father?" And talk, the normal way. No, he proceeded to beat the bollocks out of him. Good punches, though. Anyway, his ass gets sacked, and he applies for another job. And as you're introduced to Matthew Lillard, who is, his character's name, it's something Afro, something, William, something, yeah, William, yeah, yes, William Afron, as he's hitting my balls. But yeah, so he's introduced as William Afron, and he's, oh man, it was just awesome seeing him. But yeah, so he He hesitant to give him jobs. He said, "You beat the crap out of a dad in front of his kid? Damn." And he's reading his name, and he stops at the surname. He doesn't even answer it. He just gets up. He's like, "Well, Mike, I don't know. I mean, sip his coffee." And of course he gets it. I think he knew he was going to give it to him. He was just fucking with him for a little while. And yeah, he gets the job. Big ass fucking restaurant place. Freddy's. I forget what you call it, but if you play the game, you know what it is. I did remember it, but it slipped my mind. That's what happens when you play with your balls too much. You forget shit. Anyway, so he gets a job. He goes in and does a night shift, and as he is warned by Matthew Lillard, his character, he says, if you're ever in trouble, or anything, use the breaker. That's like the lights and shit. The doors and everything. Pretty much everything that's in the game. You get the flashlight, you look around, you see something, you hit the door, you close it. From what I've seen, it's pretty much that. And you're introduced to the female security guard, and she asks, like, "Have you seen them?" I said, "Seen who?" Then of course you get the animatronics, Freddy and Bonnie and shit. And I must say, it's so cool knowing that the animatronics are actually people in costumes and not CGI. Like, I originally thought it was just going to be CGI and computered, and I'll take CGI just ruins movies. Some movies can get away with it, but in most terms it ruins it. I mean, just look at It Chapter 2. So much potential. CGI the shit out of it. 90% of it. But we'll get there one day, don't worry. But anyway, so you're introduced to them and they look great. I have to give credit. They all look really good. They look very loyal and very, spot on to how they look in the games. Which is, pretty kick-ass. Like, little details like that. It shows there was a lot of love put into this movie. And, which is important. But the plot line, it's just pretty basic. The guy works, security, sees these things, shit happens, other kids come, and everyone just one by one gets their asses handed to them. But the scene in the very beginning is the one that sticks out to me the most. But I also saw a missed opportunity. Like, the security guard in the very beginning of the movie, the introduction. And he, he's running away and he gets caught and then strapped to a chair, and you have the whole fucking animatronic thing coming down, and it has the blades, and they're going close to him. And I was thinking, oh shit, okay, this is actually pretty cool. All right, we want to see this guy get his ass chopped and shit. And like see how the process actually happened, being transformed into an animatronic. At least the inside of one. And as the blades get closer, the scene cuts. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, you're not even going to show us? Oh, come on. So I thought that was disappointing. I really wish they had actually shown us like the full process. That would have been really cool. That would have set up for like, you could see how sinister they were then if it had showed that. Whenever it cuts, you don't get the full effect. You're like, oh, well, whatever happened, I guess happened. So that was a missed opportunity, but it was still a cool scene, but it was a bit of wasted potential. And this movie, the plot's pretty basic, it sort of drags its feet at some points. It's got so much potential. I really wish it had more gore in it. I know it's rated, PG? 15s? And I just really wish it had really went for it, like, how cool would it be like to see like one of the animatronics with a knife stabbing someone that is brutal. And I mean, it's fucked up when a Winnie the Pooh slasher movie has more gore than than this. What the fuck? But yeah, I just wish they had a show more of that. But what they do is still pretty cool. You know, the whole movie where, of course, Mike, Josh's character, brings his little sister, and you know they interact with her, and it's creepy, and all them scenes where it's dark and you see the eyes light up. I really love shit like that, like those sort of little creepy, spooky scenes, like. But in the end, that's really all it is. It's just spooky, and I just wish it was gory, and we don't get that. But yeah, in some points it was kind of dull, like, but it's good for what we got. You know, when we get a sequel, I would like them to sort of take a more scary or more horror approach. I mean, they've got something. They have the whole idea. They can easily ramp up the horror, and I think, because I always thought Freddy, like, through each game, got creepier looking. So I like to imagine the sequels for the movie, he will also get more creepier looking. You know, they have the template, so just all I have to do is run with it. But yeah, and then you get, of course, the end, which the big spoiler, by the way, if you haven't watched it and you don't want to be spoiled, go watch the movie, then come back, and then resume the video, because I'm going to get into spoiler territory. In 3, 2, 1, you've been warned. So, it's revealed that Matthew Lillard is one of the animatronics. He's like one of the villains. And I really love the whole aspect of, you know, if, you know, obviously you've bound to have watched Scream. So, you know, it's like a second unmasking as a villain, which I thought was really cool. It's like, hey, I see what you did there. I caught that little nod. I got it. And there's a scuffle, there's a fight. He stabs his daughter. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the security girl, that's his daughter. So, of course, he stabs her. It was like, and then the animatronics turn on him, get him, and, you know, I'm not sure if they might have killed him or not, but, I mean, there's a line where he says, you know, I always come back. And, you know, maybe, you know, I assume he'll be back for the sequel, because I know Matthew Lillard has signed a deal with Blumhouse to appear in 3 movies. You know, one of them might be Scream, you know. Although at this present moment, the less said about Scream, the better. Bastards. Anyway, so I assume he's going to be back in the Freddy sequel. And maybe he'll appear more distorted, you know, maybe, or anything human about him could be gone, you know, maybe his spirit, but whatever they plan to do, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, overall, it was a decent movie. I had a good time watching it. I enjoyed it. I only wish there was more gore and more horror aspects to it, but, you know, they probably wanted to keep less gore because they wanted, like, you know, young people to watch it. Like, you know, kids are bound to have played. I know a lot of kids have played Five Nights at Freddy, you know, so they probably knew that and didn't want to have too much gore in. But hopes for the sequel to be gorier. Anyway, so I would give it, out of scores, I would give it 7 out of 10. You know, it was good. It was fun. You know, it was enjoyable. You know, the acting was great. The plot was a bit dull, but overall, it was a good time to watch it. So, what did you think of it? Did you think it was great? Did you think there should be more gore? Or do you think it was perfect the way it was? Anyway, let me know down in the comments below what you think. And yeah, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you've stuck it this far, thanks. And if you can, like, subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, you're all awesome. And yeah. Don't kill anyone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to play with my balls.